All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie Simone here at the CTV desk, and I'm here with Quinn, who runs our assignment desk. And we actually have some breaking news that I wanted to tell you about. We have a homicide in Hartford that we're following. We have a couple of crashes. And Quinn, you've been making calls on this. What can you tell me about this so far?
So it's in Madison Road in Durham. There
Okay.
were serious injuries reported. It was a 3-car crash, and Lifestar was called to the scene. And then we're also dealing with a homicide in Hartford and on Francis Avenue. It was a male in his 20s that was the victim. We currently have a crew on scene right there right now.
Okay, good.
And you can catch the very latest at 10 o'clock on the Wax and then 11 on WFSB.
So we have some breaking news. I'm sorry. I don't have you all the way in here. All right, there we go. This is Quinn.
Hello.
He's been following, making calls, talking to police for us, and we appreciate it, Quinn. Thank you so much.
Yep, absolutely. It's
all
a
right.
pleasure.
I know you have to get back to it. He's going to get back to manning our breaking news desk, our assignment desk, and that's where they make calls and all of it comes in. So I wanted to make sure that we got that latest information for you on the air here at 3 at 9. Hi, everybody. Stephanie Simone here. Let's get to our other stories tonight. So Dylan Furin, he covered this story, and this is an interesting story. He spoke with neighbors in this area, and they just keep hearing this relentless hum, and it's very irritating, and the noise gets louder at times. The neighbor said that it sounded like an engine revving up, and so he went to try and track down where this sound is coming from and what can be done about it. So let's take Dylan's package right here. This is his story that he filed earlier tonight. He did some great work. He reached out to the company, and this is what he found out.
This is the sound driving hundreds of people insane. If you live in Bristol, Southington, or Plainville, you might be one of them. Francis Pickering is. He decided to track down the source.
I got in my car at night and I started driving around and I traced the sound.
His desperate search ended here, a cul-de-sac in Bristol, outside the Reworld trash plant, which incinerates waste from 14 towns and converts it into electricity. Francis lives 2 miles from the plant, yet the low-frequency noise manages to bother him and many others.
It is a hum, but it's not a consistent noise. It's almost like somebody revving their engine over and over again. It's like,
We spent the day driving around impacted neighborhoods. What's interesting is not everyone hears it. Bruce Barton does. He lives in Bristol, and he's in the same boat as Francis, dealing with the hum for years.
We call it the midnight hum because you most often hear it, or most noticeably hear it, after all the traffic has died down.
Francis says it's impacted sleep and even caused anxiety.
Going back in 2024, when it first got really, really pronounced, I could not escape it, right? I went into my basement to get away, and I could not get away from it in my basement.
Noise pollution is more than just an annoyance. Hillary Markey, a clinical audiologist with UConn Health, says it can be a real public health issue.
It can certainly interfere with your sleep. It does have effects on heart health, cardiovascular health, and it has long-term effects on mental health as well. There's a lot of consequences to something like this.
The trash plant has been in Bristol for more than 35 years. The Bristol-Burlington Health District started receiving several complaints over the noise and claimed Reworld admitted to being the source. Attorney Keith Ainsworth represents the district.
It travels a long distance, but depending on what's in between you and the source, if there's a building, you may not hear it at all because that building acts as a shield.
The health department has sent Reworld violation orders and even fined the company roughly $35,000, but it hasn't stopped the noise. Ainsworth claims Reworld has violated state noise regulations.
They actually run right about on the edge of compliance for their general noise, their sort of background noise that they produce that's always there. Their discrete tone exceeds that. And so that's been the focus of the problem.
Ainsworth says Reworld has made changes and the noise has improved, but is still a problem and a public nuisance. He claims at one point Reworld said it was done making changes, but he says he believes more can be done and people deserve better. He says the goal is to avoid court and come to an agreement to help the public. Both sides are working on that agreement now. In a statement, Reworld told Eyewitness News, "We've undertaken extensive efforts to address noise concerns at our Bristol facility to ensure continued compliance, and we will continue those efforts in 2026. And while the back and forth between the company and local leaders continues, people like Francis are eagerly waiting for the night when they'll be able to lay down to sleep without worrying about the hum coming with them. I'm your reporter in Bristol, Dylan Fearon, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And that was Dylan Fearon reporting once again, and we will continue to follow that story out of Bristol. Now we go to the flu cruise. This was a Channel 3 Eyewitness News exclusive at 5:30. If you were watching, and Roger Susannon filed this story. He spoke with a family, and they were very excited and happy and thrilled, and all those words, to go on a family cruise. The whole family. It was for the wife's parents' anniversary, and they all got sick. And so she talked about what it was like being in the infirmary on a cruise ship. And she said the ship itself was, a lot of people got sick on this cruise. She's a local woman, and you will hear from her right now.
It was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and we had like 21 of us going.
Everything was supposed to be so special.
So we were all kind of getting together like a big family reunion, but it did not end up how we planned.
You can say that again. Ellie Doyle's family set sail on a dream trip, a New Year's Caribbean vacation. But on the very first night, the Royal Caribbean ship turned into a flu cruise. Ellie's 2-year-old daughter, Nora, was the first Doyle to get sick.
She woke up, just like it didn't sound like she was breathing. And I was like I heard it, Mom, you're always like alert.
Ellie's husband, Mike, rushed Nora to the infirmary, where a doctor had to give the sweet toddler oxygen. He eventually diagnosed Nora with a bug he called a superflu, and the Doyles, who are from West Hartford, say the virus swept through the ship in hours.
The whole kind of feeling on the boat was everyone was kind of worried because we weren't getting much information.
Ellie, who posted about the chaos on social media, says hundreds of people got sick. Staff closed off sections of the boat when bathrooms got full of, well, you don't want to know. And 14 of the 21 Doyles, including all the kids, became violently ill.
There was overall a lot of illness on this boat. Not just my family, but my family got really sick.
Ellie and Michael's 3 kids, along with their nieces and nephews, all suffered severe body aches, vomiting, and troubled breathing. But Ellie got really worried when her dad tested positive for the flu because he's immunocompromised.
He was sick pretty much the whole cruise, and then following the cruise, when he went to the doctor, he ended up having pneumonia and like very low iron, and I just think that the cruise was a really dangerous situation for him.
Ellie says after a week and a half of the worst vacation of her life, the trip mercifully came to an end.
We got back on land, back to Miami. We literally had like a kiss the ground moment.
But the family is still recovering.
She still has like a bit of a tummy bug, and like Porter's still dealing with an ear infection, but they're doing a lot better than they were.
Michael and Ellie say the family's medical bills totaled nearly $1,000, but they're just grateful everybody recovered. And they did pick up a few valuable lessons.
Number one, don't go on a cruise until they're at least 18.
Yeah. I truly feel it was like my sign to never leave Connecticut or New England again, unless it's like Europe.
The Doyles say for their next big family celebration, they'll stay on dry land. In West Hartford, I'm your reporter, Roger Susannon, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Those babies are so cute. I'm glad they're feeling better. Now, full disclosure here, we did reach out to Royal Caribbean that owned the cruise that they went on, and we have not heard back just yet. So if we do, of course, we will let you know on that. Powder Ridge, it's a fun place to be, right? When it's this cold and they can make that snow. And we might get a little more snow in the forecast. Mike Slifer will talk about that at 10 o'clock. And I'm sure if you tuned in to our 6:30 Weather Extra, you heard about the possibility for snow. We've been talking about it yesterday, today, and it's supposed to come tonight into tomorrow. So Powder Ridge, let's take a look at the conditions there. Luke Hydash went there today, and he filed this report because I know all of you snow lovers, you like to get out in it, and I can't blame you. I don't blame you. I enjoy getting out in it as well. So let's take a look at Powder Ridge, see how it's looking for skiing.
It was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and we...
You know how in the summertime some days just feel like a beach day? Well, today just feels like a ski day. It's cold out, you gotta be all bundled up, and there's some real snow in the forecast to boot. Skiers have plenty of space around them today, but the mountain will no doubt be packed the next few days. The hardworking crew is getting everything just right. Skiers rejoice, the cold has arrived.
It's a little bit fluffy at the top, and in the middle it's a little bit icy, but it's pretty nice and a little windy.
Ben Fletcher is taking the cold in stride, looking forward to some fresh snow. He's teaching his buddy Alex how to ski, who is thanking Mother Nature. Fresh snow sure helps with the falls.
I mean, it definitely feels better. It's softer when you hit the ground hard, you know. Do that often as new, you know.
School's out Monday, and tubing is already sold out for the long weekend. There's plenty of man-made snow already down. The cold is perfect for it.
We also have had our snowmakers here working. They're back in since it's been cold, good temps. Our pond is full, so we're ready to make snow.
This weekend, the snowmakers will be up and running to mix in with the real stuff, and the fire is going too to warm everyone back up. With the big crowds expected, best bet buy those tickets online ahead of time before you get here. Your reporter in Middlefield, Luke Hydash, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, that's great advice. Get those tickets ahead of time. I know that I've tried to take my kids tubing and had trouble getting tickets, so definitely do that before the weekend hits. We like to always end on good news, and so this story, while it is a little sad, it comes out beautifully. It's a happy ending, let's say that. This woman, she had debilitating back pain, and she said thanks to a new cutting-edge surgery, she was able to walk down the aisle on her wedding day, something she did not think was going to be possible given the pain that she was in. So Tracy McCain, she filed this story. Take a look.
Amanda Reed's pain reached a point where she feared she wouldn't even be able to stand at her own wedding. But with just weeks to go before that long walk down the aisle, an innovative surgery changed everything, giving Amanda the wedding she'll never forget.
The single most important moment of Amanda Reed's life, walking down the aisle, almost didn't happen.
I had been planning for a year and a half, and the thought of waking up one day and not being able to walk, it was full panic. Like, I did not just plan a year and a half to not be able to walk or dance at my wedding.
For most of her life, Amanda managed her back pain the best she could.
Excruciating pain, can't get out of the bed, can't walk. I mean, using another person to get from point A to point B.
A bulging collapsed disc pressed on her nerve, triggering sciatica and weakness that sent pain shooting down her leg.
It kind of felt like burning, very much like my leg was on fire or I couldn't feel anything at all.
But with her wedding day just weeks away, the clock was ticking and every option was running out.
Treatment after treatment after treatment, like meaning PT, OT, injections, chiropractic care, massages.
There was one option left.
If you can promise me that I will dance at my wedding and I will walk down the aisle on my own, and I'll let you operate before my wedding.
The procedure, a circumferential fusion, a minimally invasive surgery done from both sides of the spine.
Remove that disc, place a spacer there, and stabilize it.
One surgeon works from the front, and a vascular specialist safely moves blood vessels out of the way.
We also open up nerve roots even more, so that we know not only from the front but also from the back there is no longer any compression causing her pain going down her legs.
Then doctors stabilize the spine from the back.
Use robotics, 2 small incisions in the back, 4 screws to help stabilize her.
Hours after surgery, Amanda woke up with something she hadn't felt in years: relief.
Yeah, trust me, most of them are me dancing. So
That's a good sign. That's a great sign.
I accomplished exactly what I was hoping for.
All leading to this moment, a pain-free walk down the aisle.
I did all this to have this day, and it was worth it.
And a wedding day she'll never forget.
Doctors say the surgery isn't right for everyone, but for many patients, this team approach can mean getting back to life sooner, sometimes in a matter of days. In studio, Tracy McCain, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Oh, you love to see happy endings like that. And that will do it for us on 3 at 9. I appreciate you watching. Once again, I'm Stephanie Simoni, and we will have the latest for you coming up tonight on The Wax at 10 o'clock and then at 11 on Channel 3. If you missed the top of this streaming broadcast, we are following some breaking news, including a couple of bad crashes, one being on Route 9, and then we are also covering a homicide out of Hartford right now. So we are covering a lot of breaking news, and we will have the latest on that coming up at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. All right. But if this is where you leave us, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the air.